If your employer is also approved by the employers are willing to bump up your salary to 25,000. The occupation that you are going for is also listed the approved salary. So what's the approved salary? Hello everybody, welcome. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. My name is CSM. So today I'll be talking to you about a skilled worker visa, formerly known as Tier 2 visa. So what's a skilled worker visa? It's that visa you need to apply for if you plan on working in the UK, but no, they don't give it to you because you're interested in working in the UK. It's that visa that you apply for if you meet certain criteria. So you've gotten that employment offer, you've gotten that letter saying, oh, we would like you to join our company, we're happy to sponsor you, but you can't just say, oh yes, great. You have to check and be sure that that employer is actually approved by the Home Office. Also check that that occupation that you are going for is also listed under the approved or eligible occupation by the Home Office as well, and also make sure that the salary they are offering you is actually within the range for that occupation and the approved salary. So what's the approved salary? Either you're earning or you're going to earn about £10 and 10p per hour, or you're going to be earning the going rate, or at least £25,000 and 600. So from these options, it depends on which of these options is higher. So if the going rate is higher, or the £10 10p is higher, or the 25,000 per year rule is higher, then the Home Office expects you to be earning any of the options that's higher. So the going rate for different jobs differ. So what's the going rate? Going rate is what pay is going to be. So you can find the going rate for your occupation on the website, the gov.uk website, under your occupation code. So you can find the going rate for your job. If you're a physiotherapist, if you're a chef, if you're going to be a pharmacist manager or dispensary manager, a lab technician, all the going rates is available to you under the occupation code on the gov.uk, so that you have an idea if your going rate is quite high, or if the 25,600 is high, or the £10 10p per hour is high. So just arm yourself with enough information so that you're not going for a job that the going rate is quite high, is higher than what the company is actually offering you. For example, if you get a job as a financial manager, your going rate is about 43,600, and then let's say you get an employment and they're offering you £10 10p. That is way lower than what your occupation code by the Home Office or by the gov.uk is stating that you should be earning. And so under that example, you would not be eligible for the skilled work visa, because the offer letter is stating you'll be paid £10 and 10p, while under the occupations code on the gov.uk is stating that as a financial manager you should be earning 43,600. I hope that's clear. Another example I can give you. So the job offer is for managers and directors of warehousing, but the company you're working for is offering you 25,600. But you're being offered the going rate of 24,300, which is actually the going rate stated by the Home Office under your occupations code. But however, the offer that they've given you is 25,600, which is higher than your going rate, but that qualifies you anyways because you're earning higher than the going rate. But let's switch it up a bit. If the going rate is about 25,600 and they offer you 24,300, you have not met the salary criteria, which is one of the very important criteria that you must fulfill before you're eligible for that skilled work visa. So just make sure whatever they're offering you is higher than what the Home Office has listed. Or if your employment is for a job as a fab manager, your going rate under the occupation code on gov.uk is 25,200. But remember, the Home Office says that you should be earning at least 25,600 or £10 and 10p per hour, or your going rate if your going rate is higher. But in this situation, the going rate is 25,200, so the company would need to bump it up a bit to about 25,600 and above, so that you're earning what is the eligible salary based on what the Home Office has explained. So just make sure if the going rate is not up to 25,600, that your employers are willing to bump up your salary to 25,600 and above. That will qualify you for the skilled worker visa based on what the Home Office has explain. So how do you find out, or how do you check that your job is eligible? You have to check for the occupation code. There's a list of occupation code on the gov.uk. I'll put the link down below so you can check if your job description or if your job title falls under that eligible list, and also what the occupation code, because you would need that to apply for your visa. If your job is under the healthcare and education jobs, your salary requirement is slightly different because yours is determined by your regulatory body or the NHS as the case may be. You may be allowed to earn about £20,000 roughly. So how much is it going to cost you? So obviously you're looking at your application fee, your allowance that you should have, your personal allowance that you should have in your bank account for about 28 days, also your health surcharge. But obviously if your job is under the health and care category, you do not need to pay your health surcharge. And also if your job is under the shortage of occupation, your application fee is a bit more cheaper than what the usual amount is. And also on this visa, you're allowed to bring in dependents, so your partner, your child, and also you have to pay for their application fee, which is exactly the same as yours, and their upkeep, which is slightly different, depends on if it's your partner you're bringing in or one child and then an extra child. The cost is a bit different. So how much is it going to cost you for the application fee? Up to 3 years, it's about £625 if you're applying outside of UK. If for more than 3 years, it's about £1,235. If you're applying inside the UK, is about £1,423 for more than 3 years visa, and it's about £719 per person if it's for about 3 years that you're applying for. If your job is on the shortage occupation list, then your fee is slightly lower. It's about £479 for up to 3 years, and £143 for more than 3 years. And this applies to every person that you plan on bringing in, that's your partner or a child, as the case may be. So concerning your health surcharge, is about £624 per year for the amount of years you've been given your visa. So if it's for 3 years, 624 times 3. If it's for 5 years, 624 times 5. So it's for each year that you're paying that for. But if you are under the health and care occupation, your visa, you do not pay health surcharge. The money that you need to have in your account is going to be 1,270. It shouldn't be in your account for less than 28 days. So any 28 days and above it's the right length of time that you should have that money in your account to show that, okay, you can actually take care of yourself. So you show your proof of funds by your bank statements. So what are the things you need to apply for this visa, the documents you need? So you need your course, your certificate of sponsorship number, which your employer will give you. If you have the letter, it's already listed in your letter. You also need your occupation code, which can be found on gov.uk, or it's safer to ask your employers what this is, so that you know that is actually listed as part of the eligible jobs. Your annual pay and job title can also be found on your course letter, your certificate of sponsorship letter, which will be provided to you by your employer. So make sure you have that with you, and make sure you ask for it, because those are very important things that you need for your application. And you also need, obviously, a valid passport. And finally, you also need the name of your employers and their license, or their sponsor license number, which would be on your certificate of sponsorship that would be given to you by your employers. Other documents you might need includes your ECCTIS reference number. You know, that website that you go to prove or confirm that your degree course is equivalent to the one in the UK, just as your proof of English, remember that. Your bank statements to show your proof of funds, your criminal record certificate, depends on the country you're flying in from or you're relocating from. You also need your tuberculosis certificate as well, also depends on the country you'll be flying in from. So these are all the things that you might need while applying for this visa. Just to explain about the criminal records certificate, is needed if you're in certain professions such as teaching, healthcare, certain healthcare jobs as well. You need this certificate just to prove that you're not a criminal. So once you've applied for your visa, it's going to take about 3 weeks to get your decision and to get your documents back. It takes about 3 weeks roughly. If you're outside the UK, if you're applying within the UK, it's about 8 weeks that it's going to take for them to get back to you concerning the decision they've made. So for those that you'll be bringing as dependents, for your partner, the amount that you'd need to show as a proof is £285, and for one child it's £315, and if you have another child it's going to be about £200. So these are things that you need to show in your account in addition to the £1,270 that you should have for your own self. So just know £285 for your partner, £315 for a child, and if you have another child, £200. If you have another child, another £200. That's how much you should have in your account. And when you're submitting your bank statement, it should also reflect in your bank statement. So how long does it take? It can take about 3 weeks to get your decision, or if you're outside the UK, and 8 weeks within the UK. But generally it's advised that you apply for this visa up to 3 months before you're due to start your work. Make sure you check and confirm what your start date is before you apply, so that you're not too late or too early in applying for this visa. There are lists of things you can and cannot do. What are the things you can do? Obviously you can work for the company that you've been employed to. You can also work up to 20 hours at another job, still in the same description. But if it gets to a point that you have to work for longer than 20 hours, then you would need to make an application to cover that job, and a new certificate of sponsorship should be given to your reference number as an add-on to what you already have. You can travel abroad and return. You can also study and work. You can bring family, as the case may be. And if you've stayed for up to 5 years, or if your visa is for 5 years and above, you can apply for settlement, so your indefinite leave to remain, and eventually your citizenship. If your visa is up to 5 years. If it's 3 years, you can obviously renew and extend or reapply again to cover the next few years that you'll be staying. And then if you fulfill that 5 year stay, you can then apply for your ILR and then eventually your passport as a British citizen. There are 2 things you can't do. One is you can't apply for public funds or state pension, and you cannot work for a different employer unless you update your visa. So just to further explain updating your visa, you update your visa, your current visa, if you plan on working over 20 hours in addition to what you're already sponsored to do, or if the job is under a different occupation code, you need to update your visa, your current visa. So just to summarize all the points I've put together, to be eligible for this visa, your employers need to be approved by the Home Office. You should be earning the right salary in that job or occupation that you plan on working for. All this is on the gov.uk, and you should also ask for the reference number, sponsor reference number from your employers, your occupation code from your employers, what salary you'll be earning. Just make sure that is high enough for that occupation that you're working at. So if the going rate is the highest, then you need to be earning that. Or if £10 and 10p is per hour is highest, then you need to be earning that. Or if 25,600 is the highest, then you need to be earning that. But if your job is under the shortage of occupation, or under the shortage occupation list, then you are sort of exempt, or your salary might be slightly different to what is required of you by the Home Office. And then your upkeep and the money you need to have in your account is about 1,270 for your upkeep. And if you're bringing your partner in, then it's slightly different. That's £285 for your partner and £315 for a child, and then an additional child £200, and then your proof of English. So guys, that is a quick summary of everything I just spoke to you about. If you have any questions about it, I'm happy to answer. It's a lot to take in, I understand that. But if you go in for this to read, go to the gov.uk, you get confused, ask me questions, I'm happy to help. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share and comment. Until next time, my name is Ambisi Eze.